Amy, thank you very much for watching. I have not even gotten my computer set up yet, so we're going to find this Solidity course. We're going to pay the ad tax,
which is a lower level type, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Boolean defines some type of true-false.
Getting paid to learn how to code. 12 weeks ago, I was staring at a computer, not getting anywhere with web development.
She wasn't getting anywhere.
You. Fast forward to today, and I just got my first paid gig as a freelance web developer.
Okay, well, this isn't going to work out very well because that's only at 2 hours. I'm like 11 and a half hours into this, so we're going to go into my... Are we just in the... We're in the wrong... Hold on a second. We will switch to this one, and then we will try the link. Yeah, that's gonna work out so much better. Anyway, so we are 11 and a half hours into this. This is the full stack Solidity course. I had to take a break because I launched my Banned Books art project, and it was a success. About 20 people came to each of the sessions, and we raised almost, well, $300 total, so it'll be less for going to charity, but it's not bad for me having to take this course and not market and advertise like I have been doing. So we're gonna do this for like an hour, hopefully. I might have to stop and start again because I've been working at my computer without a break, but I really just want to make sure that I don't fall off the bandwagon with this. And yeah, I'm excited to get back to this. We are getting to really exciting parts of this. After this hard hat lesson 7, which we're pretty much never going to get through, we do the full stack stuff, and then everything else is gravy. So yeah, really exciting things. So we're gonna skip this ad now. We're going to skip it back by like a minute. There we go. Turn the volume up so I can hear it. Wow. Skip those trials. I don't even have anything up. I mean, I have this up, which is code you don't need to see. I had to close everything at some point, so we're working in the Web3 and then Patrick YouTube and 777. Or just back, we'll do the Patrick YouTube and then we'll have all of them. So we're in Hard Hat 777. I logged into my MetaMask, which is the dev one. We're using Gorelli. Let's see what if I can jog my memory about what we were learning about. Yes.
Now, another incredibly powerful debugging tool that we're not really going to go over here, but it's important to know about because it could be really helpful, is that you can actually use console.log in your Solidity with Hardhat. If you're inside of a Hardhat project, you just import hardhat/console.sol, and then right in your Solidity, you can do console.log, and then...
I remember going over this. Yeah, it's super duper convenient to be able to do that. And then we did... like when you come in here to your contract, or I guess into deploy, I don't think it matters, but when you do this, he actually showed us how to, I think it was this, run and debug, and then node, I guess, and then it stops there, and you're not inside a hard hat project. that was nice.
And type pretty much whatever you want. When you execute these functions, similar to how we do a console.log in JavaScript, those will actually console.log out to your terminal. Here's an example of if you run yarn hardhat test and you have those console.logs, you'll see stuff like this get printed out. So in addition to the Visual Studio Code Debugger, importing hardhat/console.sol and using console.logs in your Solidity can also be an effective debugging strategy. Feel free to give this video a pause, implement this in some of our contracts, and try it out in our tests.
Fun.
So we tested that withdrawing ETH when there's a single funder works perfectly. Let's test with
So fundme.eth, where are the tests? Tests are in the test folder. We have the unit test, we have the fundme.test.js, it withdrew from a single founder. Okay.
withdrawing ETH if there are multiple funders.
Can we just copy this whole thing, like this whole it? Pretty sure my cat is just angry that I'm not sitting on the couch. And I think this isn't founders, I think it's supposed to be funders, right? Like, you aren't founding things, you're funding it. How do I think this is going to play out? I'm gonna redo that. How do we do this? Okay.
So we'll do it. We'll say allows us to withdraw with multiple funders. We'll have this.
Okay. So it allows us to withdraw. So if we do this before this, should we just do so you have the fundme contract and you have a deployer and then I'm wondering if we just do like send value twice.
Be an async function. And let's do this await fundme.fund, but with a number of different accounts. So we can create a whole bunch of different accounts, of course, by saying const accounts equals await.
Const accounts equals await.
Ethers.get.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Signers. And we can loop through these accounts and have each one of these accounts call the fund function. And we're going to do this with a for loop. So we're going to say for
So I would do probably like an array from so basically console.log counts.length hard hat test I forget how to do like just the one test. With just you can put like only or something like that. This is fine. So there's 20. Okay, yeah, that works. So I would do X and we'll say console.log counts I. So the thing is, there's 20 accounts, but we don't need to, there's no account, there's accounts. Like, we don't, so we don't need 20 accounts to be run, we need like 3. So this array from does the amount that we want, and we just loop over it. So we don't need to do 20, I'm just saying.
Let I equals, we'll start with the first index of the accounts because the 0th index is going to be the deployer. So we'll say let I equals 1. I is going to be less than, let's say, 6. And then we'll do I plus plus. And in here,
okay.
we'll say const fund me contract, fund me connected contract equals await fund me dot connect.
Okay. Const fund me connected contract equals wait fund me dot connect.
accounts I. So we need to
we need to connect the contract.
call this connect function because right now, if we scroll up back to the top, our FundMe contract is connected to our deployer account. And anytime we call a transaction with FundMe, the deployer is the account that is calling that transaction. We need to create new objects to connect to all of these different accounts. So we're going to say FundMe connected contract, which is now connected to one of these different accounts, .fund, and this is where we'll do value, send value. Or excuse me, we'll do await. Great. So this.
Okay, so await, FundMe, connect contract, fund. Can you even do that? Okay.
This is going to be our range section. And then, same as we did above, we need to grab those starting balances. So we can just copy those two.
What are we grabbing?
Great. So this is going to be our range section. And then, same as we did above, we need to grab those starting balances.
Okay, so if we look in here, we have the starting FundMe and the deployer balance.
So we can just copy those two lines and paste it down here. Now we're going to move into act. We're going to call that withdraw function again.
My cat says I'm trash. You're a good cat, though. I appreciate you. We have like an hour left to this. Do you think we can get through lesson 8 today, sweetheart? We have, it's 8:15. Do you think? Maybe. Okay. Okay. This makes sense. It's gonna yell at me for comments.
So we're going to say const transaction action response equals await.
Okay, so transaction response equals await FundMe. I can't wait until we get to the part where I have to use what I learned in this course to create a contract from scratch. And by doing that, I mean just use third web stuff, but then figure out for myself how to do the front end full stack stuff using Vue. That's what I want to do. Fund me.
Fund me dot withdraw.
I'm gonna need to start.
And we're going to do the exact same thing as we did above by getting the transaction receipt and the gas costs so we can get everything correct.
This part here. So why didn't we just copy this whole thing?
Once we've done the act, we move on into assert.
Because we're learning, that's why. Assertions with a space. Extra lines. Stop being bad at programming.
And we're going to do some very similar things to what we did above. Like this, for example. This whole first part is going to be exactly the same. But we also want to make sure.
I feel like this whole first part is going to be the same. Okay, so really should have just copied and pasted the whole thing. Okay, so what do we need to change?
Well, this whole first part is going to be exactly the same. But we also want to make sure the funders are reset properly. So we'll make sure that this funders array is
Pretty sure that we could just look at the fund me. Okay, so we have the funders. So we're basically, I think we have a okay. Here. So I don't know why we didn't have this before. I think this was giving us issues, so I commented it out. It says okay. Pretty sure I copied and pasted this. Well, let's just see what he says. Because I commented this out before because it wasn't compiling because of this.
reset properly. So to do that, we can actually just check to see that if looking at the 0th position throws an error. So we can run await expect fundme.get fundme.funder fundme.funders of 0.
So await, expect, fund me, funders.
This should revert. So we'll say await, expect, fundme, dot funders, dot to, dot b, dot reverted.
To be regular reverted.
And then we want to loop through all these accounts and make sure that in our mapping here, all their amounts are 0. So we'll say for I equals 1, I is less than.
Pretty sure we don't need this stuff in here.
6 I plus plus. We'll say assert dot equal weight fund me dot address to amount funded
because address to amount funded exists.
of the accounts of I dot address should be 0. So we're making sure that all of these mappings are correctly updated to 0. So let's go ahead and test this. So we're withdrawing with multiple founders. We're going to go back to our terminal. We're going to hit up.
With dash dash grep. Okay.
Withdrawing with multiple founders. We're going to go back to our terminal. We're going to hit up. We're going to change this grep for this one.
Yarn test grep. Fund me is not defined. Why is it not defined? Okay, where is fund me? Well, okay. So I think what happened is let's see if that's helpful. Okay. So the gas isn't right, which is weird. I wonder if his gas is right.
We'll see if this passes. And it does indeed. So this means that our withdraw function...
Okay, well, what did we do with the gas costs? Okay. So this is right. Um, I think the reason why this... Um, this is lesson 7. We're gonna go to the test, the unit test, the funme.test. I'm going to okay. Here, I do this on the other side. And then so accounts by either signers, we got that. We did this a little bit different, but that's fine. This should be the same amount. Oh, you know what? Oh no, this part is right. It's this part. Starting to player balance. Having this on multiple lines like this, I know that people don't like having to scroll horizontally, but holy poop, it's not readable. So to player contract. Okay, so to player balance, the transaction. So we had transaction wait 1. Transaction receipt. Ending fund me balance. These are not different. I don't know. Don't care either. Okay. We work, technically. I tried.
works really well, even when there's multiple funders, and we can be happy and go to sleep knowing that. Now, the other thing we absolutely 100% want to test is that our only owner modifier is working. We want only the owner to be able to withdraw the funds from here. So we'll create a new section. We'll say it only.
Okay. Then we do the async.
Allows the owner to withdraw. Only allows the owner to.
I bet you maybe it's the maybe it's my array from that's being the issue.
Withdraw. This will be an async function. And in here, we'll say const accounts equals ethers.
Okay, so we're gonna do the ethers.getSigners.
Dot get signers again, and we'll say const attacker equals accounts. Of 1. So we'll say the first account will be some random attacker. We'll connect this attacker to a new contract. We'll say const attacker connected contract.
Const on
equals await fundme.connect attacker.address. Excuse me, a .connect attacker. Since we're not just connecting the address, we're connecting the account, which attacker is an account object. And then we'll do await expect.
do we need to do like a wait one?
Attacker connected contract dot withdraw
maybe?
.2, .b, reverted. They should not be able to withdraw.
It's not a function. Hard hat test.
Draw. So let's go ahead. We can even just copy this whole thing if we want. We'll hit up. We'll delete this section here. We'll paste that in, and boom. This means that when some other account tries to call withdraw, automatically gets reverted, which is what we want. Now we can be more explicit to make sure that the correct error code is being thrown, not just that it's reverted, right? It could be reverted because they sent ETH or they did something weird. We want to make sure it's reverted with our specific error code. So right now we have this not owner error code.
Do we have the not owner error code? Owner. I don't know.
But it's actually a best practice to put the contract name, 2 underscores, and then your custom error. This makes a lot easier in the future when you have a ton of different contracts and you're not sure where an error is coming from. So we're going to just update this really quickly to be fundme __ not owner. Now what we can do is, now that we have this custom error, we can say withdraw.to be reverted with, then we can add our custom error in here.
Oh, okay. So reverted. So we have the fund me not owner. Revert with the fund me not owner. When you copy things, Maybe? So basically I defined the custom contract and then I defined the custom error. Cool story, bro.
And now, if we rerun our test, with only allows the owner to withdraw, oops, we need to do await here. My mistake. Await ethers.getSigners. And now let's try this again. And we are indeed passing. Perfect. Okay, great. We have some basic unit tests here. And we're going to write some staging tests pretty soon. But before we actually do that, let's go ahead and add the gas estimator. And we'll see how much gas these contracts and these functions are taking. It looks like the hardhat gas reporter is already here. So let's scroll down. We'll do gas reporter true. And we won't do coin market cap here. And we'll just look purely at the GUI. So you can just comment it out like that. Now we'll rerun all.
Okay, so you already have the gas reporter.
All of our tests. So we'll say yarn, hardhat test.
We're not using CoinMarketCap. So test guess equals true. I'm pretty sure this means that it's in the logs. Contracts, deployments, test. Okay, dir. So average calls.
And in doing so, we're going to get that gas output in that gas report dash text here. So looks like all of our tests are passing, which is perfect. Now we can look into our gas report and see what's going on here. All right, well, it looks like the fund me function is taking a decent chunk of gas. The withdraw function taking some gas too. We can see the min, the max, and the average, of course. We can see how much each one of these contracts cost to actually output. We don't really care about the mock aggregator, of course, because we're never actually going to use that. Let's say we look at the average gas for these and we go, this looks like it's actually a lot more than what we originally expected. Is there a way for us to make this a little bit cheaper? We go back to our fund me contract, we look at our withdraw function, and we notice something. Oh, there is actually a way to make this a lot cheaper. And it has to do with something called storage variables, or these global variables that we've been working with this whole time. Let me paint you a little picture here. we're going to look at one of the first gas optimization techniques you can take to drop these down. And it has to do, within our FundMe contract, these state variables and how they're actually stored and how this contract actually keeps track of all this stuff. This section is going to be a little bit more advanced. So we'll have a note here saying that this is an advanced section. If you want to skip over it, you can, because now we're getting into gas optimizations here. This information still is really good to know, so if you want to skip it for now and then come back later, you absolutely can. But let's talk about what happens when we actually save or store these global variables.
Okay. Well, if I stop filming now, I will not come back tonight. I just know myself like that. Oh my gosh, I really just want to get through to lesson 8, but I'm hungry. And being hungry and learning is not conducive to each other. So I got through like 10 minutes of this tutorial, which is fine. We learned stuff. I'm getting hungry, and we will continue with lesson 7 tomorrow. I need to, I mean, it's only 9, but I'm going to like finish my laundry and clean up parts of my kitchen and stuff that I was supposed to do today. This was just make sure that we don't give up this habit now, because I really think that I mean, I'm probably putting too much into this, but I mean, we're only like a couple of hours away from me being like through this tutorial, for me to be comfortable enough to start applying for different positions. And yeah, we'll get this started. I'll talk to you later.